I'm Dr. Michelle Zion, a physician and men's health educator. And today, I want to talk about a subject that is often overlooked, sometimes misunderstood, but absolutely transformative when done with care. I'm talking about how to use your hands to create real intimacy, safety, and pleasure for the woman you're with. You see, many men have been taught to think of their hands as just a warm-up tool, something secondary or less important than other kinds of intimacy. But here's the truth. Your hands can be one of the most versatile, precise, and powerful ways to connect with her body and her heart when you use them with patience and respect. This is not about cheap tricks. This is not about pressure or performance. This is about slowing down, tuning in, and discovering just how much intimacy can grow when you know how to guide your touch with confidence. So in this session, I'll give you a step-by-step framework, practical, medically grounded, but also deeply respectful, that you can use to become more skilled with your hands. And let me tell you, when a woman feels not only touched, but truly cared for, admired, and safe, that's when intimacy deepens and pleasure rises in ways that surprise both of you. Step 1. The foundations, consent and preparation. Before we ever talk about technique, we have to talk about two essentials, consent and preparation. Intimacy starts with communication. A simple question like, "Would you like me to touch you here?" is not awkward. It's powerful. It shows her that you respect her and that she can relax into the moment without fear of being rushed or pushed. Or, preparation matters too. Trim your nails and file them smooth so there are no sharp edges. Wash your hands with warm water and soap, including under your nails. Remove any rings that might scratch. And keep a gentle, water-based, unscented lubricant nearby, because dryness can create friction, while moisture invites comfort. Gentlemen, these may seem like small details, but I promise you, the details are what separate an average experience from an extraordinary one. Step 2. Warm-up and anticipation. Here's a truth many men overlook. Arousal for most women is not like flipping a switch. It's like building a fire. It starts small and grows with fuel. That's why warm-up is not extra. It is the foundation. Start away from the most sensitive places. Kiss her neck, explore her shoulders, stroke her arms, her lower back, her hips, the outside of her thighs. These areas awaken the nervous system and tell her body, you are safe, you are desired, you can let go. As you move closer to her inner thighs, slow down. Over clothing or under a thin layer, rest your hand gently across her pelvis. Not moving, just present. Then release, then return. That rhythm of on and off, of touch and pause, builds anticipation in ways that no hurried movement ever could. Remember this, teasing is not a distraction. Teasing is fuel. It increases blood flow, heightens nerve sensitivity, and prepares her body for every step that follows. Step 3. External touch. Gentle, patient, exploratory. Once she welcomes it, you can move to more direct touch. But here's the key. Start around, not on. Glide a fingertip along the outer lips, then along the inner lips. Move slowly. Explore gently. Circle around the sensitive areas rather than pressing directly on the center right away. Why? Because for most women, direct pressure too soon feels overwhelming rather than enjoyable. Think of it like tuning an instrument. You start softly, listening carefully, then increase intensity as harmony builds. Use light strokes, small circles, gentle ovals. Pay attention to her breath, the movement of her hips, the sounds she makes. These are your green lights. They'll tell you when she wants more, and don't guess silently. Ask short, clear questions like, softer or firmer? Higher or lower? Do you like this rhythm? This not only guides your touch, it builds trust. She knows you're listening, not just performing. Step 4. Rhythm and consistency. Here's something important that most men never hear. Many women prefer steady, rhythmic patterns over random variety. Try tracing slow, gentle circles. Try vertical strokes that move from the top down and back up. Try side-to-side shapes, almost like a figure 8. You'll notice that some women like broader, two-finger strokes that cover more surface area, while others prefer the precision of a single fingertip. The magic is not in inventing 100 techniques. The magic is in finding the one rhythm her body responds to and then staying steady with it. When she says, right there, she doesn't mean experiment more. She means lock in and don't change a thing until she's ready. How to use your hands to deepen intimacy and pleasure. Part 2. Step 5. When and how to move inside. Here's something crucial, gentlemen. Just because a woman's body shows signs of arousal, like increased lubrication, does not automatically mean she's ready for penetration. Arousal and readiness are related, but not the same. This is why checking in is essential. A simple, gentle question like, "Would you like me to go inside?" can make her feel safe and honored. If she says yes, prepare. Add a touch of lubricant if needed. Start with one finger and never rush. Glide in slowly, just a little at first, and pause. This pause gives her pelvic floor muscles a chance to relax around you instead of tensing up. And here's the golden rule. Fingers are not about speed. They are about angle and pressure. Instead of thrusting in and out quickly, think of a slow, gentle, come here motion toward the front wall of her body. Explore gently, millimeter by millimeter. If she tenses, don't push. Ease back, return to external touch. Breathe together, and let her body guide the pace. Step 6. Discovering the sensitive front wall zone. You may have heard of it referred to as the G-spot. Medically, it's part of the anterior vaginal wall, a spongy area about an inch or two inside, on the belly side. This tissue can feel slightly textured compared to the smooth walls around it. But here's the truth. Not every woman experiences this zone the same way. For some, it's deeply pleasurable. For others, clitoral stimulation is far more satisfying. Both are normal. If she enjoys it, you'll notice her body leaning into your touch when you gently curl your fingertip toward that area in a slow, come here motion. Start with light taps or small strokes. Only increase pressure if she responds positively, through her breath, her movements, or her words. The most powerful approach is often steady rhythm, not force. Many women prefer a gentle, repeatable motion to a strong or varied one. And here's a pro tip: your other hand can multitask. While one hand explores internally, the other can rest on her hip, caress her belly, or continue a steady external rhythm with your thumb. This blended stimulation, internal and external together, is often the key to deeper, more fulfilling release. Step 7. Scaling thoughtfully, adding more. If she desires more fullness, you can add a second finger, but do so thoughtfully. Withdraw slightly, twist gently, and insert 2 fingers together, keeping them well lubricated and relaxed. Maintain that inward curl toward the front wall and combine your motions. Inside, use small, come here strokes. Outside, let your thumb or other hand continue its rhythm around her most sensitive outer areas. Here's where many men go wrong. They think bigger, faster movements equal more pleasure. But the truth is, the more aroused she is, the less big movement you need. In fact, when her body is close to climax, pressure and consistency become the real stars. Step 8. Recognizing the buildup and staying steady. As her pleasure rises, her signals will become clearer. Her hips may press against your hand. Her thighs may tremble. Her breath will quicken. Her voice or sounds may deepen. Pressure hold. Rest your warm palm gently over her pelvis with steady, still pressure. This can calm her between peaks and deepen her sense of safety. Angle shift. Place a small pillow under her hips. This changes the angle of the front wall and can make internal touch more comfortable and effective. Remember, variations are like spices in cooking. You don't need them constantly, but use sparingly. They can make the experience richer. Step 10. Hygiene, safety, and comfort. Gentlemen, this part is non-negotiable. Keep nails short and smooth. Wash your hands thoroughly before and after. Always use lubricant if needed. Never move from anal play back to vaginal or external areas without washing first. And most importantly, pain is a stop sign. Warmth, stretching, or fullness can be fine if she welcomes them. But sharp or burning pain means stop immediately. Return to external touch or softer strokes until she feels safe again. Step 11. Aftercare, the overlooked secret. Here's a truth very few men understand. Intimacy does not end with climax. In fact, the moments afterward often matter just as much. Her body is sensitive, her heart is open, and this is when she feels the depth of your care. So, after her peak, keep your touch steady, but gently reduce pressure as her body relaxes. Hold her, stroke her hair, rub her back or thighs softly. Offer her water. Whisper affirmations like, "You're beautiful," or "I love making you feel good." And later, when she's ready, ask a single question. What did you like most? Her answer is your true playbook. File it away, remember it, and next time, use it. That's how intimacy grows, not just in the moment, but in trust, memory, and desire. This is the moment where you must resist the temptation to change things up. If you found the rhythm her body loves, do not switch it. If she whispers, "right there," think of it like she's pointing to a lighthouse. Stay steady, stay consistent. Many climaxes fade or disappear when stimulation changes at the last second. Consistency is the greatest gift you can give her in that moment. Step 9. Gentle variations. She may enjoy. Every woman is unique, and while rhythm and steadiness are crucial, a few gentle variations can reset sensitivity or bring new waves of pleasure. Hood strokes. Use 2 fingers in a V shape, sliding the sensitive hooded area up and down without exposing the very tip too soon. Outer to inner wave. Long strokes that move from the outer thighs, inward across the lips, then back out. This creates an ebb and flow effect that heightens anticipation. Step 12. Emotional connection, the hidden amplifier. Before we close this section, I want to share something important. No matter how precise your technique, the emotional environment is the amplifier. When she feels rushed, judged, or treated like a checklist, pleasure is harder to access. But when she feels safe, admired, cherished, and unrushed, her body naturally increases blood flow, lubrication, and sensitivity. In other words, your attitude is the ultimate aphrodisiac. When she feels deep down that your goal is not performance but connection, that's when her body unlocks in ways you cannot force by technique alone. That brings us to about 2,000 words total across both parts. In part 3, I'll finish the script with Myths and Truths, Men Never Hear, How to Build Long-Term Skill with Hands, How Supplements and Lifestyle Support Performance, Final Call to Action Flow for Virality. How to Use Your Hands to Deepen Intimacy and Pleasure, Part 3. Step 13. The Truths Most Men Never Hear Gentlemen. I want to pause here and clear up some myths, because too many men carry silent doubts that rob them of confidence. Myth 1. Every woman should climax from internal stimulation. Truth. That is simply not true. Many women prefer external focused touch only. Others like a blend. Some enjoy internal play, some don't. There is no universal formula. What matters is discovering her formula through patience and listening. Myth 2. Bigger or faster is always better. Truth. Most women prefer consistency and steady rhythm far more than size or speed. It's not about exaggeration, it's about precision. Myth 3. If she doesn't climax, you failed. Truth. Intimacy is not a race or a scoreboard. Sometimes her body simply doesn't reach that peak, and that's okay. What she will remember is how safe, cherished, and seen you made her feel. That's what keeps her coming back to you with trust and desire. Gentlemen, release yourself from false pressure. Focus on presence, respect, and consistency, and everything else grows naturally. Step 14. Building skill over time. Here's another truth. No man becomes great at this overnight. Like any art, using your hands skillfully is a matter of practice, patience, and feedback. Every woman is different, and even the same woman may want different things depending on her mood, cycle, or emotional state. What thrilled her last week may not be her preference today, and that's normal. So how do you master this art? By staying curious, by treating every moment of touch as a conversation, not a performance, by noticing the smallest cues, her breath, her hips, her whispers, and adjusting gently. The goal is not perfection. The goal is growth, and growth happens when you care enough to listen. Step 15. Supporting performance. Naturally. Now before we close, let me address something many men ask me privately. They say, Dr. Zion, how can I keep my own body strong enough to support intimacy like this? What if I want better circulation, stronger stamina, or higher energy? That's an important question. Because while technique is vital, your own physical health and circulation play a huge role in how confident and capable you feel. Here are 2 natural approaches I often recommend. Watermelon extract, rich in citrulline. This natural compound supports nitric oxide, which improves blood flow, not just for intimacy, but for overall vascular health. Advanced herbal blends. Formulas that combine ingredients like tonkat ali, fenugreek, nettle root, and citrulline. These work together to support healthy testosterone, stamina, circulation, and prostate wellness. Of course, these are not miracle pills. They work best alongside a lifestyle that supports circulation, regular walking, strength training, hydration, and a diet rich in whole foods. But for many men, these natural supports make a noticeable difference in energy and performance. Step 16. The bigger picture. Intimacy as connection. At the end of the day, my message is this. Your hands are not just tools of pleasure. They are instruments of connection. When used with patience, respect, and presence, your hands tell her, you are safe. You are beautiful. You are worth slowing down for. And those messages are far more powerful than any single technique. They transform intimacy from mechanical into meaningful. So don't think of what I've shared today as just steps. Think of them as a language of care, touch, rhythm, and respect that you can learn and refine for the rest of your life. Gentlemen, if this guide has been helpful to you, here's what I want you to do next. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future health and intimacy insights. Share this video with a friend, because too many men go through life without ever hearing real, respectful guidance like this. And if you want to take your performance to the next level, I've placed links in the description and comments for the natural supports I recommend most. Remember, your hands can be extraordinary instruments, not when they rush, but when they listen, not when they perform, but when they connect. I'm Dr. Michelle Zion. Thank you for spending this time with me. And until next time, stay strong, stay healthy, and keep choosing connection over performance.